put your weed in it. This is CNN, the place for politics, in just 19 days until the midterm elections. But in addition to electing governors, senators, congressmen, hot-button issues on the ballot, one of the most talked about, which does surprise me a little bit, but it is, California's Proposition 19, which could potentially legalize marijuana for regulated sale in the state. Hot issue all over the country. Pete Dominick, host of What the Week, hit the streets to find out just what people are saying about it. Listen.
Reefer.
Buddha. Ganja.
Herb.
Mary Jane, huh?
Mary Jane, sir. Salad?
That's what my dad calls it.
Bud.
Pot.
I'm here in an unnamed city in an unnamed store where they have a section that sells products solely for smoking tobacco.
Show of hands, who knows what Prop 19 is? Does that ring a bell?
Would you vote to legalize marijuana?
Probably not.
I would vote yes.
I would probably be against it.
A new study says it'll save $8.7 billion in law enforcement.
I just think it's silly how many people we have in prison because of that.
Everybody does it.
Might as well legalize everything. Let these people do what they want to do. You're going to do it anyway.
Tax it. I mean, yeah, people are going to do what they want to do anyways.
That's just crazy. Because people are smoking it, that's no excuse to continue to do wrong. Marijuana messes up your brain for 2 or 3 days. I worked for the railroad.
Please don't smoke marijuana ever, sir, if you're driving the choo-choo.
There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't kill you. It's not like cigarettes that give you cancer. It's a leaf. It grows out the ground. It's a plant.
All right. What does America look like if the whole country had legalized, regulated, taxed marijuana?
Again, I think it'd be better.
I don't think we need to legalize any intoxicant. Our bodies are so marvelously made by the Creator that we don't need to create anything else into our bodies anyway.
God says that he gives every green-bearing seed to mankind, which means every green-bearing seed, every seed.
What else does God say? Can you give me anything that God says that doesn't have to do with green-bearing seeds?
Yeah.
Y buena suerte que se anule esa ley de la marihuana. I don't like it.
What's the Spanish word for marijuana?
Marihuana tú.
At least there's a little news in there. The Spanish word for marijuana is marijuana.
There you go.
Pete Dominick, host of What the Week. You see him on Pete on the Street. What's your radio show on Sirius?
On Sirius XM, it's Stand Up with Pete Dominick.
This is the second best looking bald guy at CNN. And a close second, I would say.
How dare you talk about Wolf? No, he's not bald, is he? I didn't even know. But hey, first of all, I think we should just, when we talk about marijuana, legal or illegal, can't we use the word prohibition? And I think Ali Velshi should always use that word, seeing as that you're dressed, like a 1920s gangster. A lot of people don't know Ali Velshi has a Tommy gun and a barrel of moonshine under the desk.
This look is back in after that Boardwalk Empire thing.
Exactly, you know? Exactly.
Like everybody dresses like me on that show.
Exactly, they're dressing like you prohibitionist.
So here's my thing. As you know, I come from Canada. We see some of the debates that happen here in the U.S. we had a long time ago, and we're almost kind of over it. I'm a little perplexed at how big a discussion this continues to be, but clearly there's no shortage of commentary on this. On Facebook, on Twitter, every time we do something on marijuana, the page explodes.
One of the reasons why it's come up and it's raging the debate now is not only because we're progressing in this country about drugs, etc., but the economy. You know about this a lot better than I do. One town in the Northwest legalized all drugs. They're not legalizing them, they're not arresting for them. And in California, we know they're cash-strapped.
The ability to tax it is
there was a Cato
deal.
Institute study that said it would bring in $8.7 billion for the whole country, not California, if it was taxed and regulated, and it would save $8.7 billion in law enforcement. And, you know, it seems like kind of a silly argument, but young people are supportive of it. Some of the older, you know, people who are the reefer madness, it'll kill you, it'll drive you crazy, it'll jump off a building. There is a discrepancy, I think, in
right, and I've heard some criticism that the bill in California doesn't necessarily put some of the safeties in place that when you're legalizing things, even like alcohol or well, alcohol in particular, there are things in place about what you can't do under the influence of alcohol. This Proposition 19, critics say doesn't go far enough to answer that.
Well, nobody does anything under the influence of marijuana. They just sit there and watch cartoons and eat pretzels. Of course, I'm joking, but you know, it's interesting who's funding the anti-Prop 19 ballot. It's half funded, the movement against it. Alcohol industry is spending a lot against it. They don't want people making that switch over. And I think most people generally agree, at least when I talk to people on the street, my radio show, which one is more dangerous? I haven't seen too many marijuana-induced fights over someone looking at somebody else's girlfriend.
Is there is the snack food industry supporting the...
Snack food industry is a huge lobby. Yeah, all the chip companies, the pretzel companies, the cookies, the nachos especially.
They're all into it.
They're very, very into this. Absolutely.
Love your show. what the week. You just got a great approach. Don't stand up for a second, please.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
how does he get away with this?
I bought this shirt. I want
like he rolled out the shirt looks like it's brand new.
It is. I bought it this morning at LaGuardia, and I will be bringing it back as soon as we're done with the show next week.
I
don't have that Velshi.
You can keep the jeans though.
I can keep
those. Look like you've had them on
It's
for a
a
while.
Saturday show. It's casual. I can do that, right?
I have a Saturday show too. Maybe I'll try it.
All right.
I'm wearing jeans under this, by the way. In fact, I'm wearing shorts.